This is a scene from our trip to Uruguay. We were eating in a beautiful, inventive restaurant, wonderful food, friendly cats, and looking out at this scene of peace and quiet. Uruguay's like that. Wide open spaces, friendly people. I've made other videos about the specific places we went, but I thought it'd be helpful to give you more of an overview in this one. It's a long way to Uruguay, which kind of helps with the feeling that you're getting away from it all.
Okay, so we have been home from Uruguay for like 6 months now, because it's March.
It's been
almost
6 months.
Five, yeah.
A whole trip to California and back.
Holidays,
Yeah.
other things. But I finally finished doing like the individual parts of the trip.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be nice if we wrapped it up by talking about like what we liked the best and what we would do differently if we go back. Not mistakes so much as just things that we think would add to the experience.
Yep.
So we made a list of our 5 favorite things about Uruguay. And number 5 is
Beaches.
beaches, which isn't a surprise because Uruguay is a
Yeah.
beach place. But we almost didn't go to the beaches because we were there in early spring, really early spring.
It's cold, yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah.
It was not beach weather.
No.
I'm so glad we went.
Yeah. Beaches are beautiful.
Yeah. What was your favorite thing?
There was such a variety. There was the beach in Montevideo, which was just incorporated into the town, and lots of just a beautiful long beach along the river with people, doing all sorts of activities on it. And then there were those more isolated beaches up in Jose Ignacio and La Pedrera and La Paloma that had some cool rock formations and just were really, really placid.
Yeah, and really unspoiled.
Yeah.
And I mean, I would say they're kind of smaller. Like, I felt like they were not giant beaches.
Yeah.
But each one was really different, and they were very unspoiled.
La Pedrera especially had rocks. I always like that when there's big rocks that come all the way down to the beach.
Yeah. And each one that we saw, like, there were slightly different rocks that make it interesting too.
Yeah.
So the thing we would do differently about the beaches is definitely go when it was warmer.
Go when we could play on the beach a little bit more.
And have more time to explore further north, because I know there are some that are so remote you have to take like a Jeep.
Yeah, that would
drive
have
out too.
been cool to each one we went to further north was kind of cooler than the previous one.
Yeah, it
And
did
would
feel
have
that
been
way.
Great to keep going.
Yeah. I think we made the right choice staying at Jose Ignacio for when we went, because it was really the off season, and even Jose Ignacio was very quiet.
Yeah.
Not everything was open.
Yeah.
But I think further north it would have really felt like we were alone in the world.
And
maybe
probably would have been.
Yeah.
Probably would have been. Probably would have had that end of the world feeling.
Right. It might not have been from restaurants and things.
Sure.
So, but the beaches were really everything as advertised with the beaches in Uruguay.
Yeah.
Our 4th favorite thing.
What was our 4th favorite thing? Animals.
Animals. So if you watch my other videos,
It was
see,
animals.
I couldn't resist putting in a lot of bird clips because there were just so many interesting birds everywhere.
One of the coolest things is I had been listening to a sleep story on Calm that featured Uruguay, and they talked about all these birds, and they had the kiskadee, and as soon as we got there, we started seeing kiskadees, and they were just all over the place, and all kinds of birds you've never seen before. So and neat looking ones too. So
because Uruguay means
cool.
river of birds.
Yes. So that was well named. So so that was cool. No capybaras though.
We didn't see a capybara, which was disappointing.
Yeah.
We did get to see, like, obviously there's lots of ranches and farm animals, so we saw the sheep. It was just neat to be closer to animals. Obviously we love animals. And if we went back, I would go maybe to an estancia just further into the heart of Uruguay. I think
Take some time to get there though.
it would.
Yeah.
And so my big mistake was we should have stayed long. I would like to go further up the River Plate and see there's some other like nature reserves and things. That'd be interesting to see.
Oh, I bet that would be really, really cool.
Yeah. And I don't know how you can guarantee yourself a capybara. I was really disappointed in that one.
Yeah. We'll have to go back and try to find a capybara.
Stalk some capybaras, yeah. Number 3.
Food.
Food.
Food. We had some good food while we were there. Absolutely. My favorite meal was la huella and Jose Ignacio. That was some excellent, very, very fresh fish.
Yeah, and I was, sometimes restaurants that are really well known, I would say they can get a little bit where they let the quality go because everybody goes there anyway, but this was not the case there at all. It was really delicious, wonderful food.
Yeah, that's true because it was one of the, especially when we went, there weren't that many choices, so they didn't have to be excellent, but they were.
They still were.
They really were.
Yeah.
And what else did we encounter at La Huella?
Oh, the Rusty Nail, our favorite cocktail.
That's right.
That's right. I can't believe I almost forgot that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd never had that before. That was probably both of our new favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was excellent.
And it was perfect for that cold night. I mean, it was not cold in the restaurant. The restaurant was wonderful. But we had good food everywhere. Everywhere we ate in Montevideo. Uruguay is a small country, but it's, cosmopolitan and sophisticated in its food. You get really great food. If we go back, we will explore the wine country and explore the wines of Uruguay. We had a few wines that were from Uruguay, but would love to go to Carmelo and stay at a vineyard and then bike to other vineyards.
Do a biking wine tour.
Yes.
Yes.
That would be really fun.
That's the way to do a wine tour.
Yeah, because we couldn't even go. There is a place in Montevideo where you can sample wines of Uruguay, and it just worked out the days we could have done it, it wasn't open. So, next time we will definitely have to see more about the wine.
Next time, a wine tour.
So
How about number 2?
It's close to Argentina.
Right.
And I thought when I wrote that feels a little bit like a backhanded compliment. Like, you can get away from it. But that's not what I mean. It's just that you can go from the really laid-back, relaxed city of Montevideo, which is a city, but it's a relaxed city, a small city, to Buenos Aires, one of the biggest cities in the world.
Yep. Big bustling city, very vibrant. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And so, and when you travel that far, it's cool to get to see something else. And it's so easy to get over to Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
It wasn't so easy to get back.
No, the ferry ride was hard. And that was one thing I would do differently. Take Dramamine if the wind is strong from the south.
Yeah, that crossing back to Colonia was really, really rough, and we didn't expect it. And we expected it to be, I think, 45 minutes, and it was like 2 hours because they had to use a slower boat, apparently.
Because the weather was so bad. The waves were so high. And, we've run into this before. If y'all know, write in the comments, like, how do you check the weather when you're traveling internationally? Because I find it's not that hard to get, it's not that easy for me to find detailed weather. This one, though, I bet that windsurfing app that I heard about.
Plus I don't think, at the time, we wouldn't have known that high wind equals rough ferry crossing, but indeed it did.
Yeah, and I hate taking Dramamine because it puts me asleep and I miss stuff on vacation, which makes me sad. But
we could have missed that.
Yeah. The other thing I would do is try not to be in Buenos Aires on a Monday because we only had a day and a half, 2 nights and 1.5 days. And lots of stuff's closed on Monday. And I'd give myself a little more time. The customs line was very slow getting into Argentina. That took a very long time. I don't know if it always does.
It did, yeah.
But it was not a fast entrance.
No.
So.
No.
Okay.
Number 1.
Favorite thing.
Yeah. What was our favorite thing?
It was the people and the vibes that the people create in Uruguay. It is relaxed, which is what you hear.
Yeah.
But it's a deep kind of relaxation. It's not just it's the beach, you're relaxed. Because I relax in Florida at the beach. But Florida is not a relaxing place, per se.
Yeah, I think the people were just uniquely unhurried. And so you would have these nice conversations with just anybody. The person at the rental counter, certainly the people at the estancia. And we learned all sorts of things about the owner of the estancia was very interested in like the local flora and fauna, and we learned all sorts of things, and politics. We learned all sorts of things about all sorts of things, just had some good conversations, and everybody was unhurried. And
it started right when we first checked into our first hotel. The desk clerk was it's a very relaxing welcome It's not effusive. It's definitely not a fake kind of friendliness. It feels like people are being themselves and they're just talking to you as another human being, and it's really refreshing.
Yeah, you just don't have that feeling that everybody's just trying to get to the next thing, constantly get to the next thing, and eventually it rubs off. And, yeah. So it's very relaxing.
So when we got back, I said it was my favorite trip ever, which surprised me because it's not the kind of destination like Italy is. I love Italy, and it's just so packed with sights to see.
Things to do.
Every little village in Italy is so rich with history, and there's always something. And when you look at what to do in Uruguay, it seems like it's much more like, well, you can go stay on an estancia, and you can go taste wine, and you can walk on the beach, and that is what you can do, and it's great. And
Exactly.
so I don't know if it's still my favorite, I would say, but it's definitely the most relaxing.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. I would not mind going back there to do some more relaxing. And capybara hunting.
And capybara hunting, exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Not really hunting.
No.
We're not gonna hunt a capybara.
No.
We're gonna
just try to
see a capybara. Yeah, just to be clear.
Yes.
So that's it. That's our first trip to Uruguay. I'm really glad we have a reason that we want to go back. And I think I'll just leave you with a little postcard from the trip.